Like, look at what's happening with Vlad right now. A lot of people ain't rocking with Vlad. Look at Errol Spence. He ain't rocking with Vlad. A lot of people ain't rocking with
All right,
Vlad.
all right, we
Then you
back.
get a
Hold
bunch of
on, hold on, hold on, hold on. I'm not arguing your point, but I just want to say something
no,
real
no,
quick.
no.
I
I got
catch
you.
it right
I
in the
got you.
beginning. I catch it right in the beginning of the. Hold on, let me finish what you're saying. Finish what you're saying. I'm gonna let you finish what you're saying.
No, I was just saying, like, I definitely want us to get to the part of the conversation because all of this is a crescendo. We're building up. We don't just come with the what's the problem. What's the problem is very like Paul says this all the time. Don't tell me that I'm wrong.
Tell
Tell
me
me
how I'm
why
wrong.
I'm wrong.
Yeah, it's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Like, tell me why I'm wrong. Don't tell me that I'm wrong. So when we talking about this stuff of our community, we're not gonna just mention the stuff about our community without mentioning how we feel we can remedy this.
Right.
Because we're not gonna just see a couple like look, I'm not Vlad is a Russian Jewish dude who's making mad money off of our culture. I'm
Hold
not
on,
even mad
stop,
at him for that.
stop. The reason why I'm saying stop is this. I don't care about the. We're not gonna talk about the money he's making. We're gonna talk about the damage he is or isn't doing. That's
Okay,
way more
I got you.
important. All right, because his money is his money. We don't pocket watch. So
Right.
we're gonna talk about the damage he is or isn't doing if we're gonna refer to that. Just in general, right? Because people could just
Yeah,
not
facts, facts,
watch
facts.
his
No, I
platform,
got you. I got
which
you.
would then
I
cut his
got you.
money. But I want to say something real
Facts.
quick. What it's gonna take is for some people to take the first step. It's gonna take for individuals to say, "I look right here, BBN platform, right here. I think that I'm fair. I don't think that
You
I
already
think that
put
I'm
down the facts,
extremely
right?
fair because I'm just a fair person. I know how it is to be fucked over. So we have a platform right here. We could talk about
Right.
it, or we could just start
Right.
actively doing something. Artists can actively come over here, pull up like you and Pompey is pulling up. We could have conversations. We could talk about whatever. The platform will grow. At the end of the day, if you don't think that if I put an interview with insert big name that it's not going to get views and that person isn't going to be able to be on the platform where they're going to be treated fairly, because that's what most of these artists really want. They want to be treated fairly, right? This is the BBN right
Mhm.
here.
Mhm.
I'm and you cannot tell me that I'm not good at being a host because that would be a lie. You also
Yeah, you're
can't tell me
definitely
that
good
would
at
be a
being a
lie.
host, bro.
Okay? You can't tell me that I'm not good at this. I'm good at this.
Even with that interview with the dude who didn't want to answer your
That
question.
nigga ain't answers nothing. Shout out to OG Product. Shout out to OG Product. I'm not even mad at him. That's one of my favorite interviews of all time. I'm not even gonna lie to
True
you.
fan.
He ain't answer no questions, man. Shout out to him though.
You know what? You know what I really like about Frost, though. I'm not gonna lie. We had this. We're doing this interview right now, but Frost pulled up on me in Brooklyn, and like he said, we spoke about a lot of things that are not ready to be out in the general public just yet because it's a lot of sensitive information. But he's able to still take that information, absorb that information, and now make accurate forecast about what's going to happen without exploiting the information. Like he says, he's a fair dude.
Mm.
He got all the information. So even if he's not giving up the information as a news personality or as somebody who's because that's what I consider your platform.
Appreciate
It's
that.
like the
Mm.
news our culture. You're worthy, capable, and able of distinguishing or setting a certain tone to the narrative based on information that you're not even exploiting.
Appreciate that.
Mm. So
But that's
Hollywood,
literally what my
Hollywood,
job is
what you think?
supposed to be. Everybody, you
Because I
understand?
told him some things, man. Listen,
So Hollywood. Would you agree that Frost is the Larry King slash Walter Cronkite of
oh,
the hood?
absolutely, absolutely.
Okay, I just wanted to be because I've been looking for validation. Frost don't want to give me the
Yes, he says that all the
validation
time. But the
because I be saying it all the time,
but I
and
do
I'm
want.
like, dude, the thing with Frost is that he sees whatever you're doing,
Right.
and what he's trying to promote is the positive. So he promotes the positive, but he doesn't have to promote it in a manner that makes you look in a way where the feds got to look at you.
Yeah, we're not
Right.
doing that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
We're not
And
doing
to me, that is somebody who actually cares about the culture,
Right. And
whereas
that's and
other
that
people don't do
I
that.
think just caring about the culture, right? I'm sure and I know that he cares about the culture. What I get from Frost is he cares about accurate information.
Boom.
Fuck everything.
Is that right?
That's a fact.
Accurate information. You know what I mean?
People don't know if you don't say it, Frost. You gotta say it.
What? Facts?
You don't brag enough, brother. You really don't. We're doing it for you right now. We're doing it for you right now. I'm just saying.
And look, I've done this year. I've done about 50 interviews this year, and it's always everybody wants to get to the juicy stuff. Wants to get to the juicy stuff. He asked me questions like, yo, where was the seed planted? What type of seed was it that y'all planted, and who was watering that seed? You already know what the flower is when the flower grows. People just want to know what the flower is. Frost asked me who planted the seed, where did the seed get planted, and what kind of seed was it?
And as an artist, let me ask you a question. When somebody who's interviewing you does that, how does that make you as an artist, how does that make you feel?
Well, I'm not an artist, but it makes me, because I just deal in the hip hop community. But when somebody does what he did, or when somebody just cares about the flowers, which one?
Both of them, bro. Like whatever it is that first made you feel, how does that make you actually feel?
When these other people hit me up just to exploit the situation, I never want to deal with their platform again. Because I understand they're just doing it for clout, and I'm not with the clout chasing. I'm not with the culture vultures. I'm not with any of that. But I am for good information. So anybody that's about just providing accurate information for our community, I whatever I got to do to help empower that situation, I'm gonna empower that situation.
So because I know Frost won't say this, I'm gonna ask you this question because I know he ain't gonna say this. When it comes to speaking accurate information about, when I say our community, we talking about hip hop. Like Karis one likes to say, we are hip hop. Like we talking about hip hop. So when it comes to the accurate information about hip hop and feeling like somebody you interviewed with is actually representing hip hop.
Right.
Does that describe Frost?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Appreciate that.
Absolutely.
So Frost, you hear that shit?
And
I don't ever hear you say.
I think it's bigger than hip hop. It's the culture, man. It's our black culture in general. You know what I'm saying? Like it's bigger than
IG. My apologies. I be on. She's a cutie. Shout out to Lita Goat. What you were saying? I apologize about that.
No, because Hollywood basically co-signed what I've been saying for the last 7-8 months, which is that you represent a form of journalism
just so we could be clear. One, I want to apologize. I didn't know that my audio on my phone was on, so I want to apologize. Sorry about that, Hollywood, because you were speaking. That's first. Second, I don't feel. This might sound crazy, but I don't feel like I should have to tell anybody that I'm good at something I'm good at.
Right.
You feel me? Like, if you good at something, you shouldn't have to tell nobody, because people should have enough integrity to acknowledge it.
Absolutely.
You understand what I'm saying? So that's the way I feel. So that's why I don't really, I may.
And that's why I got so much love for Casanova.
Boom.
Because I didn't have to sit in a room and tell Casanova, yo, I'm good at this, yo, I'm good at that. That man saw it. He saw, man, Hollywood really knows what he's doing. Hollywood could really put some things together. And then granted me the opportunity to flourish even more. You feel what I'm saying? So, like, you're absolutely right. You shouldn't have to sit here and prove to anybody what it is you do. Your work speaks for itself. And the people that decide to overlook that, it's just because they hate it. They hate it.
That's a fact. My IG keeps opening up. I like women.
Fox be killing it all the time. A lot of times he don't want to give himself the credit because he's trying to be too damn humble.
This isn't a show about me, all right? But I will say this much: I grew up in you just do the work when nobody ain't watching, and then when it's time, you perform, and that's it. That's what I grew up in.
I get it, bro.
Yeah, and I never had nobody. Yeah, so I never had nobody saying go, go, go. It was always, I was by myself somewhere, busting my ass, getting better at something, and I'm gonna fucking kill you when we get on the court. So it was like that. You understand what I'm saying? So I always
I
have
want you to
that.
understand one thing. Just
Hmm?
one thing. Just one thing. I want you to understand that that clubhouse call with Tory Lanez, Meek Mills, Academics, 21 Savage, you know what that proved to me? It proved to me that these people need to be paying attention more to what the type of stuff you do. Because they're so busy worried about the shit.
Okay.
Like, look, Meek Mill kept doing this one tactic.
Okay. Wait.
Real quick. I just want to say this one thing.
Okay.
Meek Mill did this one tactic that I learned in college in debate class, which is that it's called pivoting. So what he kept doing was he kept trying to make academics sound like he was irrelevant. I'm only here because I'm trying to show how irrelevant you are, all that bullshit. But the reality is, you wouldn't even be on that call if he was irrelevant.
Okay.
Because you wouldn't even know who he was if he was irrelevant.
Okay. So this is the thing, right? And this is, I don't really want to, but you keep bringing it up, so we'll discuss it. It's not the problem. But this is the problem with the whole entire call. If we're not having a conversation to either discuss something so we can have better understanding of it, or we're not having a conversation so we could build, or we're not having a conversation so we can have a better understanding of one another, then there's really no reason for us to be talking. So since Meek was not there necessarily because he cared about anything that was going on with academics as far as what he said, then that makes the whole conversation irrelevant. That means that they was just there yelling and screaming at each other. Now, I'm not mad at Meek for feeling the way that Meek feels. Meek is a grown man. He has a right to feel the way that he feels. I'm not mad at academics for feeling the way that he feels. He's a grown man. He has a right to feel the way that he feels. This is what I'm saying, though. If we're going to be having a discussion and we're going to be talking about something, but I'm not listening to nothing that you say and I'm just waiting for my turn to talk, that's not a conversation. I'm just talking at you.
In terms of Meek with Act, because he wasn't.
So now everybody's time is getting wasted.
I see. I see what you're saying.
So the reason why I just spoke on that once or twice and then I try to leave it alone is because the important parts of that whole entire conversation is, one, there was a whole cabal put together to stop Tekashi. So now whether they realize it or not, they gave Tekashi more relevance, because now you're trying to say all of you dudes had to get together to stop him. Shout out to that shit. Right? That's one.
Right. You talking about when Meek came out and said that crazy shit?
Yeah.
Okay. Bad, yeah. Because that was a wild moment. When he said that, I was like, hold on, what? And it was like, did he really just admit to blackballing a whole artist? Like, I don't know. But to me, Meek lost me when he made the Sunny reference from Bronx Tale. When he said throw this dude in the bathroom, I was like, I'm done with Meek at this point. Because I'm like, you're trying too hard to sound like a boss when you're not really a boss.
Well, all I'm saying is this, just so we can be clear. I don't want there to be no misunderstanding. I think that both of those men have the right to feel the way that they feel. Like, you understand what I'm saying? I'm not trying to talk down to or anything, neither one of these guys. I think they have a right to feel the way that they feel.
Again, that goes to what's the seed, where's the seed being planted, and who's planting the seed. Meek comes from a completely, man, I know where Meek comes from.
Yeah.
I've been where Meek comes from. So I can understand Meek's train of thought. And then Meek pretty much raised himself. You know what I mean? He caught the fame at an early age, was tied up in some legal situations or whatever the case is. So he's still growing. So I'd hate to like just throw rocks at the situation when it comes to Meek, but he's from something else. So we over here trying to mix water and oil. You feel what I'm saying?
Boom.
But we're not sitting. Now, if Meek was oil and Ack was oil, and there was something going on, then we could sit here and point the finger. But they come from two completely different worlds, trying to share the same platform. Meek has a completely different outlook on all of those situations, than anybody else because of where Meek came from. And Meek is still growing as an individual as well. You feel what I'm saying? Like, we forget that he's still a young man who just recently fought some real serious charges for stupidity.
It wasn't even the charges, just so we could be clear. It was a judge that didn't want to let him off when he was supposed to be let off.
So Meek is dealing with what you and I were talking about earlier. For us, it's that PTSD. It's that traumatic stuff that went on in his life, and it might that might just be how he's working it off, or how he's blowing steam off of that situation. You feel what I'm saying? So like, I feel that there's still room for him to grow as a man, but until you've been where he was and seen what he's seen, you know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty sure if we walked 10 days in Meek's shoes, you'd have been coming at Act maybe 10 times harder than Meek was.
This is also something that I just want to say real quick. We're supposed to be, especially when we think somebody is wrong about something, we should be trying to come to them with understanding. So if you think that Meek is wrong or incorrect on his points, and just so we could be clear, I do think that Academics was irresponsible with some of his posts. I do think that he could have, when he was doing the war in Chirac, I do think that he was irresponsible with some of his posts. I do think that he could have had a little bit more tact. I've always said this. I do think that he could have understood that those were people that were dying, that those were people that were getting shot, that even just as important, those were people that were killing individuals. So, you know, so I do think that whenever somebody speaks to him about the war in Chirac and they're saying, look, this is not something that I appreciate or that I like, I can't call them wrong. What I am saying is, though, when we disagree with somebody, it's important to first try to come to them with understanding, so we could try to get forget even meeting at the middle, but maybe they didn't know what they was doing was wrong. So this is what I am going to say about how Ack went off. When Ack went off, he did say he looked back at some of the things in which he did, and now he wishes he would have did it a little bit different. He did say that. You understand what I'm saying? And so if they could have been, the conversation could have went a little bit smoother early on, maybe Ack says that 20 minutes earlier. Maybe Ack's been feeling like this. Maybe
the timing might have affected the whole flow of the conversation.
Yeah, so maybe he's been feeling like this. I don't know. I don't know Academics. You feel me? I don't know what kind of man he is or isn't. But I do know that it's important for us to understand that when we are reporting that these people are real people, that these people aren't effigies of ideas, that these people are real people. Pardon me?
This isn't Muppet Babies.
Yes, these are real people. And I think that especially in the beginning when Ack was in his infancy on YouTube, on social media, he might not have really understood that. So therefore he was coming at it like an infant, like a child, like somebody who was new to something would come at it.
That's exactly how coming at it. You could look at Academics' earlier videos. Ack didn't start grooming himself to be academic until his situation with Tekashi 6ix9ine.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Ack was still putting out videos about Hocus Pocus and the Illuminati and all of this other stuff, or whatever the case is. Ack didn't become Ack until the situation with 6ix9ine.
That's a fact, and that's why.
So Frost, let me ask you a question, because your coverage, I think the biggest reason why people feel some type of way, the way they feel, is because they look at the way that you cover stuff, and then they look at the way that he covers past tense.
Let me say something real quick. When I started covering Tekashi, he stopped doing the Tekashi videos. Go check his fucking his whole YouTube channel. Go check his YouTube channel. In August and September and November, when I started dropping all of those Tekashi videos of that year, he stopped dropping videos on said subject. I'm just saying he stopped, and there was no need for him to drop videos because my videos was good enough to get the information out. So there was no need. Boom.
It's all about content. So what I'm saying is, like, I'm asking you a question, like, do you feel like, because one of the things that came up in the live the other night was that he hadn't really put like hardcore thought in. Like, for one, I only know about him because of the war in Chirac. That's how I.
That's where I found out about him too. Keep going.
You know what I mean? Okay, so my question to you is like, do you feel like maybe the reason why he's running into the issues he has now is because he didn't evolve?
No. Act evolved. Hold on. No, the reason. Okay, say what you're gonna say.
Real quick, because when you came in the game a lot more refined. It's like the difference between people. So people who know, who understand Riddick Bowe and Lennox Lewis, they box in the Olympics. But Lennox Lewis is more refined than Riddick Bowe. You know what I mean? And that's why Riddick Bowe wasn't trying to see him in the pros. You know what I mean? And it's like, ultimately speaking, when I look at like the way you was doing your thing, because I peeped that, what you just mentioned, about the fact that once you started reporting on the case, he stopped reporting on the case all of a sudden. So my thing is like, do you think that maybe it's because of the fact that he wasn't refined enough at that particular time? He's eating the backlash of the latter stuff, because for the most part, nobody could deny.
No. I'm gonna tell you what the problem is. Alright, I'm gonna explain to you what the problem is.
Before you get into the problem, gentlemen, I just want to wish everybody a good night. I gotta go bust a couple moves real quick.
Appreciate you.
I appreciate you for having me, Crisis. It was a pleasure.
Hollywood, I'm gonna be down there January 4th. You're getting up.
Yo.
No. Hear me out. We bringing Fox down too.
All right.
We doing the goddamn.
He does the infused food thing. He got a whole bunch.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Get with me, bro. Inferno Shop. Add me on Instagram.
All right,
yo, I appreciate you for coming up on the chat, man. That's a fact.
Yeah, no doubt. Y'all have a good one, man.
Hit me later.
Salute, brother. So yeah, I just wanted to get your impression on that though. Like, because the way you report on stuff is not the same way that other people report on stuff.
I think the reason why he running into the problem is because when people initially asked him to take the war in Chirac down, he said no, and he argued against it. That's what I think the issue is. Okay, so when people initially came to him after he got a little bit bigger, a lot bigger, and they were saying, you know what, you got this war in Chirac, there's people in Chicago killing themselves, we need you to take this content down, he told them no. I think that's what the issue is, period, right there. Right there.
Okay. No, that makes perfect sense. Because I've been trying to figure out for the life of me, bro, like, if we talking like pound for pound, like on some Ray Jones type shit, content for content, video for video, it's a wash. You know what I mean? I'm just being honest. It's a wash.
I got some
There's not even a debate in that, because you actually use journalism tactics in the way that you report what you do. But this is also like what you said earlier, like, we need to create our own lane. Like, look, when they had Black Wall Street, it didn't mean that there was only one baker. There was 3 or 4 bakes. It don't mean that there got to be only one content creator, Jack Frost. But guess what? If you unhappy with the crazy bullshit that these people are pretending that our community is, when you know that that's not what it is, stop supporting those people.
That's a fact. Look,
and support Frost.
Look,
and other people like him.
Look, I'm gonna tell you. I explain something. Sometimes people don't want to know why the car wreck happened. They just want to look at the people who's damaged inside of the vehicle. The individuals that gravitate to that are never gonna gravitate to what I do. I'm fine with that. I don't have no arguments. I'm fine with that. I'm not pissed off at nobody. I'm not like shoot them dudes. I'm not on that type of time. There's right. Just not. I'm just not gonna be the cup of tea for the individuals who all they want is violence. I'm just not gonna be that cup of tea. I'm not gonna be the cup of tea for the individuals that all they want to do is come into the chat, yell, scream, curse at people. I'm never gonna be that cup of tea. But what's gonna happen when you know, the big dogs start coming up into the chat and hanging out and using their real names. Then
no, but they've already been doing it. They're just not using the real.
Yeah,
name.
exactly. So what then?
That's
So exactly. So what's gonna happen then is you're gonna have a lot of people that's gonna be coming back to Jack, and they're gonna be like, "Yo, could I come up in your chat?" And it's gonna be, I'm gonna be consistent. Yo, remember before when you was in here, you was doing weirdo shit. What are you talking about?
Right.
You feel me? You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So all you gotta do is have a thing, have faith in it, keep pushing. That's it. All right. Anything you want to go out with? Crisis.
Look, all I'm gonna say is BBN till I die. Ever since, look, I didn't even come to Jack off the Takashi shit. Truth be told, if anybody who follows the videos, y'all don't never see me to comment on Takashi shit because that's not the shit I be on. I came to Jack on the fact that he was doing hip hop history. This dude was doing hip hop history videos. Those were the videos that really got me on to this channel, and then the war in Chirac. Obviously, when he started talking about a little bit of that, it's like, okay, man. No, but before that, it was the hip hop history shit. So, look,
I'm listening.
Our community, we can make it whatever we want it to be. All we gotta do is support it.
That's a fact.
If we're not supporting it, he's not. Jack ain't gonna sit here and dedicate 12 hours of his day to some shit that he don't think nobody wanna see.
That's a fact. It is what it is, man. It's cool.
That's what it is. But hey, by the way, I gotta get with you because we doing Cold War and Call of Duty. Like, I'm gonna need for you to get on that. I'm gonna need for you to get on that. Can we get 2 or 3 $10 drops in the saloon? Because I need Frost on my Call of Duty team. Right now, we got some lanes on my team. We need Frost on my Call of Duty team.
Appreciate you, my brother. Salute.
You take it easy, brother.
Later.
Bye.
Maybe I should get an iPad. Somebody telling me they got it. You know what? I may get an iPad for Christmas. Apparently somebody want to invite me to some dope ass shit. Shout out to that shit. Anyway, yo, look, shout out to Hollywood for pulling up. What y'all want to do? Y'all done? Oh man, it's already 11:30. I'm probably gonna be getting. What do y'all want to do? Tell me what y'all want to do. Y'all done for the night, or y'all want to do? Oh, let me call the drops real quick. Shout out to Inferno Chef with the $30 drop. He said for the call in. And shout out Inferno Chef again for the $10 drop. He said just because. A new Mac is $700. All right. Shit, Smashville, you should have pulled up. You should have told me you was in here. I would have shot you an invite. Hey, Smashville, you want to pull up on Friday? If you want to pull up on Friday, let me know. Shoot me a this is my IG right here. Shoot me a email. I send on Friday. I plan on having some people pull up. I'll shoot you an email. Let's get 4 to 5 more $10 drops to the Cash App, y'all. Come on, let's go. Shout out to Ack. I think he gets too much. I think people give him too much bullshit. To be honest with you, I think it's. I just think he gets too much bullshit. I don't know. I think I'm gonna allow people to come on the show a little bit more often than I have. What the fuck is that on the screen? How is that on the screen? Oh. Just left your money. What are you talking about? You left your job? Or you left your man? I don't know what just left my money means. She was like, hey Frost, I just left my money. I'm like, what the hell does that mean? You quit your job or you left your man? That guy's a good guy. I think. You being here. What are you talking about? Oh, you just clocked. I knew it. Left a jab. So I was like, "What in the hell?" I'm gonna open up. I'm gonna look outside at the snow real quick, y'all. Look at the snow. It's still snowing. I'm telling you right now. I'm gonna not be going all over the place. I got no sneakers right now. I got sneakers right now. I got no boots. It was like, that's why you better not leave that guy. Don't he be in here? Heck wrong with you? He's BBN. You BBN. You can work it out. I don't know what the hell happened. Let me share some of this stuff, homie. You gotta pardon me. And see, I think some of y'all only come in here when y'all see me. Like if I'm on the jump off, y'all chill and shit. But if I got other people in here, y'all be like, nah, we don't care for them other dudes. It's Jack Force and nothing for me. Hey, have y'all been checking out the videos I've been dropping? I dropped 2 videos today. I hope some of y'all checked some of them videos out. What up, Garcia? Doing good. Doing mighty well. Doing pretty good. Shout out to Hollywood. I'm so happy that the Knicks won. They were getting smacked. The Knicks was losing at one point 59-77, and at another point they was losing 60-78, and they ended up winning somehow. Shout out to them. The other team start turning the ball over and fouling. Yep, that'll do it every time. Let me see box score real quick. I need y'all to give me a second. I don't quit. I love my Knicks. Knox had 22. Salute. Quickly had 24. D. Smith 15. 30 for OB Toppin. Yes. 30 minutes. That's 30 minutes. That was not 30 points. That was 30 minutes. I was way overexcited for no reason. Shout out to that shit. He had 30. He had 30. He had 30 minutes. He had 8 points. He had 8.7 rebounds. But, Randall 18 points. Barrett had 16 points. M. Robinson 13 points. All right. By committee. 16 for Knox off the bench. OB Toppin. 30 minutes though. He played a lot of minutes. Did he get 4 for 6? Not that many misses. All right. And a plus 16. He was in the game. Let's go. Yeah, I was just way too excited. I was so happy. I was like, he got 30 first game. But it was only 8. What you gonna do? Anyway, I'm gonna let y'all go. Hope everybody enjoyed the interview we had tonight with Hollywood Pompeii. Just a discussion, just in general. I think that we need to have more people on the channel, just in general. I'm gonna start speaking with more people. A lot of people, other content creators, they're not gonna want to come on because people are not gonna want to have to speak to me in a way where they're gonna have to be held accountable for their words. If you ever notice, people don't ever want to be held accountable for their words. People don't want me to hold them accountable for their words, never. You feel me? So I don't really expect to have too many other content creators that's gonna want to come on with me. But we tapped in with some individuals, and we're gonna get some people to pull up. We tapped in with some individuals. We're gonna get some people to pull up. You know, see what happens. Real conversations, for real, about real things, for real. I know sometimes I'm like really silly. I really like to be silly. I prefer to be silly if I have the option. You know, if I have the option, I prefer to be silly. But at the same time, I believe that not all conversations is meant to have humor. Some conversations are extremely important, and we need to have them so we can have a better understanding about our environment, our situation, and the people that we're dealing with. And I think that's the type of conversation that we had tonight. So I appreciate all of y'all for pulling up. You guys are the best. Thank you very much. I'm going to call the 2 drops that we got today. Shout out to Crisis Black with the $30 drop, and shout out to Crisis Black again with the $10 drop. I believe those was the only 2 drops of the night. I appreciate y'all guys. Please pull up for morning coffee tomorrow. For the individuals that be wanting me to do the saloon every drop, there's a reason why I don't, and that's because there's people that's watching the platform. I want to get hired to do other things. I want to expand and I want to broaden our platform. So if the only way that you're gonna give it, and only way you're gonna give a drop is if I do the saloon, then some of y'all just not gonna be doing drops, because I need people around that's gonna support, with the understanding that we need to grow and we can't just be stifled and stay in one spot forever. I appreciate you though, and I hope you still pull up. With that being said, like, comment. If you got anybody still in your household, please give them a hug, tell them you love them, let them know, give them their flowers now. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Also, when we wake up in the morning, one of the first things we want to do is drink water. That's water. Oh, this is apple juice. I put apple juice in water for everybody that don't know. So what you want to do is drink water, please. We need everybody drink water. We need to try to get a little bit healthier day by day. With that being said, like, comment, subscribe, join the notification gang. Hashtag Bronx Bombers. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you. And that's all I got on this one.